Now, when the outcome of presenting your business to a large audience is that you're gripped with fear rather than the audience gripped with interest, you know it's time to get some advice. So how can you make the most of being in front of all those people and customers and really get the message out about your business? Well, our next guest might have some idea about that. Andrew Klein is a former litigation lawyer turned public speaker and trainer, and he has come up with a finely tuned process for overcoming your fears and perfecting your public speaking skills to pitch your business. Andrew, thanks for coming in. Now, public speaking is feared by a lot of business owners. It's not high on their agenda for starting or running a business. How important is it to have good presentation skills?
I think it's important not just for a business owner. I would argue that it's probably important for anyone who is in business at all, whether they're the owner or the employee, whether they've been around for a long time or not. I think it's important because ultimately, no matter how good your product is, no matter how good your business is, no matter how good your service is, you need to project that image in any way that you can to the public. Now, that public might be the general public, it might be your customers, it might be potential customers. But the only way that you can really project that image is through talking to people. So from a smaller business's point of view, it might be when they're starting up, getting out there and letting the market know what they do. Now, how's the market going to actually know that? They're only really going to know that with the way in which the person is presenting that product or service. And so the market will judge that product and service, even if they haven't seen it yet, partly on the way in which the front person is putting it forward.
Isn't it funny, in this day and age, we forget that business owners are the most powerful salesperson in their business. They're the front person. They're the ones that their clients want to relate to.
That's right. And if you feel that the person is trustworthy, then everything that they stand for, all the stuff behind them, the business, you automatically assume is good. It may not. I mean, the irony of that is that there are some people who are fantastic presenters, fantastic salespeople, but what they're presenting, what they're selling isn't great. And the flip side of that, which I see a lot, are people who have a great product, a great business, a great service, but they don't present it in a way that's dynamic and exciting and interesting. And so the image that they're giving off is, well, you know, I feel a little bit half-hearted about this. This isn't great. I'm presenting in a dull way. Therefore, the image that comes across as, well, the product is not particularly dynamic, which is such a shame.
How important is it to be yourself? I know a lot of people, when they do these presentation courses, try and be something that they're not.
I think it's super important. I mean, ultimately, I think authenticity is the key. I think there's a belief amongst people when it comes to presenting and public speaking that you need to project this image of being incredibly fluent and almost trying to be an extrovert, something that you're not. But it's really about authenticity. If you are a quietly spoken, shy, or more introverted type of person, there's no reason that you can't be a good presenter. It's actually more about engagement. So engaging with people is very much about coming across as real, coming across as authentic. I think audiences, big or small, can smell pretty quickly if you're not being who you are. And that's why I tell people, if they are this larger-than-life, wild and wacky, funny person, that's the sort of person that you should be when you present. And the flip side is, if you're more of that laid-back, relaxed person, be that type of person. But you can still be quiet and passionate. You can still be introverted and very, very dynamic.
All right, give us some quick tips on improving your presentation skills.
I think probably the simplest tip is to actually get out there and do it. Now, ironically, despite the fact that I try and assist people in their presentation skills, I don't think going to a presentation skills trainer or reading God knows how many books there are about presenting and public speaking, or going to courses, while that has value, I think the thing that has the most value is putting yourself out there and talking, presenting. Now, that doesn't actually even need to be presenting about your product, service or business. There are lots of other opportunities for you to give talks and practice your public speaking, provided that you get feedback. And if you're asking for tips, I think the most important thing is not just get out there and present, but you've got to get some type of feedback. There are some presenters out there who have been presenting for years who are still really ordinary because they've never actually sought feedback. So that could be from a colleague, from a friend. The simplest way of getting feedback is actually just to film yourself presenting. And in this day and age, you get your iPhone, give it to somebody who is in an audience. An audience might be 3 or 5 people, let alone if you're presenting to a chamber of commerce or if you get a gig sponsoring a conference. Give an iPhone to somebody, get them to film you presenting, watch that back. There is no better feedback you can get than actually watching and listening to yourself.
Andrew, that was terrific. Thanks for joining us.
All right, thanks for having me.